Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sheila here in Boho Daydreams, and welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend. I cannot believe that we are already into December, and it is December 5th. And yes, I did have to quickly check my other phone to make sure that it is December 5th. It was a little wintry outside this morning, but since the sun has now come out, it's evaporated everything except in the shaded areas. And the mountains are just amazingly beautiful. They are dusted with snow. And so you can see all the details now in the peaks and in the valleys. Um, so what I want to do today, and I'm going to try this. I did this a couple of years ago, but that's so far back, and I have since added things to my beading arsenal. So I want to make those fiber boho beads again. And I love to make these, and I've made quite a few of them. And I've had many requests for me to sell them. But because I'm always so busy, I just didn't have time to make them. So I'm going to do another little tutorial on them. And maybe you'll all be inspired to make them too. So you'll need your basic beading tools. You'll need your rounded nose needle nose pliers. You'll need your extended flat nosed needle nose pliers. And then you'll also need your wire trimmers, because a lot of this is just like the dangles. You'll need your wire, you need your craft wire, and I like to still use the 20 gauge wire, and I also use 26 gauge wire, because when I wrap my beads around my bead, I like a thinner wire. It's easier to manipulate. You will need some sort of core, and this time I have some paper straws, and I've saved them from, I don't know where I've saved them. And then I also have a coffee stir stick, because I like to put that inside the core, because I don't like the sloppiness of the space inside of that straw. You possibly need some glue, and you will need a piece of fabric to wrap around your core. And that can be anything from paper to fabric to whatever it is that you have. It's not going to be seen. And now I like to use the light cotton, because it works so nicely. But if I was making, say, a dark navy bead or a black boho bead, I would be looking for a dark, very dark base fabric, just so that you don't have any chance of this showing through. You will need beads. You need a selection of beads. And so, oh, aren't they pretty? I've had these for so long. I just wanted to use them. I finally found them, so I want to use them. So a selection of beads, from seed beads to whatever size bead you want. And they don't have to be like that. They can be any bead you want. And I also have my other beads sitting in front of me. You'll need some sort of fibers. And these come from me ripping textiles up. And so because I was ripping such pretty peacocky colors up like this, I decided to save them. So you'll need some of those. And then you'll just need the regular, the bead caps, your crystals, your pearls, your little, just the things that I use for my regular dangles. And so that's basically it. So let's get started. So what I want to do first is I want to wrap my core up. And I'm going to try and stay in focus. Let's see what side. That. And I just wrap it up and down. Once you get it started, it's good. And you can start with glue if that works better for you. It doesn't really matter. And I like to go a little bit up and down with my fiber, with my base. Like that, because you can always trim the ends off. And so I kind of just paused a little bit because you really don't need to see me wrapping that up. And then I grabbed some glue, and any glue will do, but I like um, the white glue for this because it dries quick, and oops, and it's not globby. And it doesn't matter how much glue you put on because it's just your base anyway. And it's okay because it's kind of nice to have a bit of a solid base anyway. Like that. And I kind of like, whoops, I like to have it thinner at the ends and then a little bit thicker in the center. I'm just going to go clean up my hands. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I hope my fingers are clean now. All right, so what I want to do first is add some fibers, and I'm going to take this bunch of fibers that I have here. Whoops, get rid of those. And it doesn't matter that they're all kind of different and whatnot. They can be different because we're just going to smush them all together anyway. And then we're going to start popping them onto the, whoops, we'll pop them onto the core. Just want to get them kind of straightened out just a little bit. All right. So I don't even glue them to begin with. I just start winding them around. And it doesn't matter that there might be some clumps and whatnot. Kind of just straighten it out as you go along. Because all these beads are just, whoops, they're so pretty. Just need a little start here. You got to cooperate with me, threads. I always find that just the very beginning, the start, is always maybe just a bit the hardest. Just wind it on, down. It doesn't take much either. It doesn't take much fibers. You just keep kind of winding them around, up and down, until you're happy. And sometimes you just might need to glue a little bit, but I don't like to glue until I'm kind of done. Because otherwise, as you could see, I get glue on my fingers, and that's not pretty. That's not pretty on camera. So all I'm doing is just trying to cover up the spaces that looked a little bit bare as I was going up. Just covering up space, the spaces, the white spaces. These fibers are a little bit slippery. The silk fibers, they are a little bit tricky. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good. I think so, yes. See, it's kind of all covered up. That's all good. That's what we want. And now I want to put the core in. So I need my wire. I use the 20 gauge wire here. And I put this in. And I cut it off just a little bit less than what the inside, the outside is, just slightly less, because in case I want to have a bead sitting in there, a little bit in the concave, then I can. Good. And then I'm going to put the wire in. And what I usually like to do is cut the wire really long, because I don't really know what I'm going to do. And I usually, for myself, I just work right off the wire, so I'm not wasting wire like this. And then I want to now that I have that, just want to make sure that this is a little more wound around, so I'm not fighting with all the fibers. Pretty. All right, so let's pop this in. Actually, what I'm going to do is make a loop. I'm going to do a loop on the one end, just so that I can not have things falling through all the time. It just means that I'm going to need to remove it to add the beads to the top before I'm done. Oops. All right, so we've got that. Just going to nip that little piece off. All right. So let's see. You know what? I might just need to add a little bit of glue to the end there. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Wow, had to take care of a few things there. Anyway, so I glued it down, and I hope I didn't glue it too much. We'll see. I hope I can still get my little thingy through. So I went and grabbed some of these, because we need those anyway. So let's see. What do I have? Let's see if that fits. This is always the conundrum, you know, trying to find them that fit. Oh, that should fit. That should work. All right, so let's see if I have more than one. I do. Okay. Ooh, no, that's too tiny. Shouldn't be getting all wooey, because that's not going to work. Okay, so we got 4, so we don't need any more than that. All right, so what I want to do now I have to put on all my beads first before I pop this thing in. So let's see, what do I want to do? Well, I need one of these. I always need one of these little beads. Good thing I'm wearing glasses, so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so we got that on there. Now I want a bead, and I want to use these beads. Oops, no, that's too dark. I want to use these ones right here. So pop that on there like that. Let's see. Let me see. Yes. I want to use one of these. When the fingernails are really short, they don't pick things up very well. So there we go. I like the way that looks. It's nice and clean. So now we're going to pop this into place. Ew, yeah, I glued the ends shut. Hopefully I can get it in there. Or yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, I did. All right. So let's see. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. Okay, so I want to do the same thing on the other end. I love these beads. I love them. And it doesn't matter. You don't actually have to be symmetrical at all. But I find for these beads, it is a little bit, I find it's pretty when they are. All right, and I need one of these. See, and I have plenty of wire. So I'm going to tie this off. Where did I put my tools? Over here. And when I tie this off, I try and make sure that I'm going in the same direction. Same thing as when I do my dangles. I want them in the same direction. And you can put as many beads on here as you like. And here I make sure that I tie it off tight so it's not going to wobble. And that's why I like to have the core inside. Might have to tie it just one more. If I go too much, I can also bend it all because the straw inside isn't exactly the strongest. Okay, so I'm going to nip that off. Okay, so it looks good. Looks really good. So now what we're going to do is take this wire and string beads onto it. And that's just your preference. This is where I will match the beads up first, and then I will string them. So I'm going to be back because you do not need to see me stringing beads. Oops, I started wrapping before I realized I didn't have the camera going. So I'm just going to wrap the wire around once. Just want some of the fibers to lie down. I added some beads, and we'll see how that looks. If I need more beads, then I will have to string more on another. So I just strung a bunch of beads like that. And now I just go around and just kind of place them randomly. Just let them fall wherever. And these might be a little too close to the color of the fibers, but that's okay. They'll add a little interest to the beads. Oops. There. And if you feel that you didn't put on enough beads, then you just go back and add some more. This is the easy part. Just wrap them up. And you just go up and down until you're happy. Oops, a little bit more. Oh, I like it. I love these beads. It's kind of like a mermaid bead. All right, and that's it. And then I just tie it super tight around here like that. And then I snip it there. And that should hold just fine. Whoops. Oh boy, I just spilled all my beads. Isn't that pretty? We're going to do another one. I'm just going to clean up the beads I just spilled. Okay, I'm back after having to sort out all the, oh, well, I didn't do a very good job, all the dark blue threads so that they don't end up in this bead. It took a while. I'm glad that my phone, the battery didn't die in the meantime. So anyway, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try gold with pink. And I already grabbed some beads so that I'm not fumbling around with that. And I strung some some seed beads too, so that I don't have to stop and do that also. So they're kind of translucent, clear, but I think they'll be really pretty. And if they're not, then I have to start again. And that's easy. All right, so I'm going to start again. I already have this prepared. So I'm going to put the gold on first because it's a stronger thread. It's not a very delicate thread. It's actually, oh, it's actually gold wiry thread. Get that out of there. It's just supposed to be pink. Probably won't see that anyway. Anyway, here goes. Oh boy. There we go. Get that out of there. All right. So with this, I'm kind of wrapping it just a little bit tighter than I normally do because it's not a very delicate thread, this one. It's like thread wires. I don't even know what I got it from, but I was ripping. Oh yeah, it was the one of the saris that I was ripping up for ties. These are the threads. I thought, wow, they're so pretty. I'm going to keep them. Oops, I hope I have enough. I hope I have enough. If I don't, then I'll just have to improvise with the pink. Oh yeah, that's good. That is good. Oh, it's so pretty already. Look at that. All right, I don't have a lot of pink, so I'm going to have to stretch that out. It'll just be a thin pink. Oh my goodness. And they're so strong too. All right. Just kind of drape those around. I've never made one like this before. It's experimental. We'll see how it turns out. Don't really want knots. These are really fun to make though when you're not making them on a video. Oh, that's really pretty. Then I have a little bit of this pink. It's a little bit deeper. All right, let's just wind that around. It's just a little bit deeper. And you're not really going to notice it. There we go. I just didn't want one great big clump in just one space. All right. There we go. I like it. I love it. I love golden pink though to begin with. All right, so, I have some of this. Let's see. Get that dark thread out. This is kind of like angel hair. It came from another thing that I was tearing up. It's like an organza thing. All right. Pop that on. You're not going to see it, but it'll just, oh my goodness. It's a little bit slippery. Little warning sign that says slippery. These threads are so strong though. Oh my goodness. Strong. Okay. All right. So now I've got this and I need my wire. So probably about that long. And this time I'm just going to do it the way I would do it. There we go. There. All right. So now I want some bead caps that are big enough. See if I have something else that's big enough. No, that's not going to work. Let's see, I should have found the bead caps already to begin with. Oh yeah, that's the same one I had before, but I like it. All right, let's find more. Never any bead caps around when you need them. All right, so I want to put one of these on. I love those. And let's see if I put a pearl on. Or if I put, ooh, I love these ones. Love these beads. No, but I do love those beads. But N-O. Yes, that's really pretty. All right, how about we put a bead cap on top? Not that one. It's a little bit thick. No, I think I want the bead cap underneath. Oh, no, I don't even want a bead cap. I just want this. Yes. Now, if I put a little one on top, that'll be pretty. And where are those little gold balls? All right, I want one of these. That's big. Oh, look how pretty that is. Okay, I'm going to come back when I have it tied off. All right, so I quickly tied it off because you saw me tie off the other one. It's very much the same. Isn't that pretty? I just love it. I love them both. One is very mermaidy, and this one's very princess. I would call this my princess boho bead. Anyway, that's it for now. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at SheilaGinrich@gmail.com, or join our Facebook group, Boho Daydreams. I'm going to post both of those in the description box. If there was something unclear about this tutorial, please let me know in an email. I would appreciate that. Anyway, happy weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.